Globally, education is one solid pillar of the foundation in make or break of any society. If we analyze the data worldwide, we would come to know that countries who have literacy rate more than 50% are ranked in the top spot worldwide. Unfortunately, despite lapse of good 70 years, our literacy rate has not been more than 15%. Somehow, education has never been our priority. Those countries who are known as developed nations today thought about it, planned for it, and tested and tried it for good 50, 70, even 100 years. Japan, China, UK, US, and Europe are the leading nations in this regard. You would be amazed to know that Japan has 99% literacy rate and 99.99% of their students go to government schools. A minimum of 9 years worth education is a must for every child. There are no exams till grade 4 because till then teachers' main emphasis is on ethics and morals. Japanese are known as very healthy, long living, and very nice human beings. I was reading somewhere that in Japan, in a very small town, a train kept following its route just for one single student. And when she had completed her studies, the government asked the student if they could discontinue its route. And once that student told that she did not need that train anymore due to completion of her studies, they discontinued that train to follow that route. Look at the worth of one single student's education in the eyes of great Japanese nation's leadership. One of the recent past Great Britain's Prime Minister Tony Blair said, I have three priorities. Number one, education. Number two, education. Number three, education. Then the Norwegian education system is known as the best in the world. Norway is a real welfare state. If you are running a business over there or if you are an employee somewhere, you need not to worry because you are government's responsibility. If anything bad happens to you next day during your job or if you're running a business, they will take care of you. It is their responsibility to accommodate you. Recently, one of my class fellows returned from Norway after completing his PhD. He was sadly complaining about the hollow education system of our country, which actually gave him very tough time in the early 2 years during his PhD. In Norway, kids are not allowed to be admitted to school until they are 7. On the contrary, in our country, you know that if we don't send our kids to Montessori or nursery while they are less than 3 years, later on we face difficulty in getting the admissions in renowned schools. Most of the Norwegian students can speak 4 different languages. Top 10% students go to become teachers. They do not take exams until 16 years of studies. Salary of a Norwegian teacher is equal to an engineer or a doctor. Few months ago, I came across a stunning video clip which was telling the difference between the Norwegian education system in comparison to the education system of the rest of the world. It was a 4 or 5 minutes long video clip. If any of our viewers would like, we can share it with them. I was personally quite impressed by this video clip. Our holy prophet, peace be upon him, said, even if you have to go to China for getting education, go for it. The golden era of the Muslim Ummah was when we were doing inventions in science and mathematics. Coming back to our education system, I'm sorry to say, but we stand nowhere. Sadly but truly, even masters in English, they cannot write an application properly, let alone speaking or understanding English. Let it be any other subject, we are far away from where the developed world is. Resultantly, we are not producing thinking minds and creative human beings. Our degrees are not respected worldwide because when they compare, they come to know that our masters is not even equivalent to their inter. It is my personal experience and observation that when the students graduate from university, most of them are almost blank. They know things theoretically, but practically they are not sound. In my humble opinion, we must benefit from the research in terms of education system of Japan and Norway and modify it based on our cultural values and implement it. We have already wasted a lot of time and cannot afford to waste it any further.